Well, that went exactly how, well, I can't say exactly how I thought it was going to go, but overall, he put up the performance, that I thought he was going to put up. The only thing is, big difference is, here, let me mute this. He actually stood toe to toe in the middle of the ring. He didn't use a lot of movement in this fight. So you can't say that, a lot of people thought that maybe he was going to run, or try to play keep away. No, he completely outboxed and dismantled, 11 rounds to 1, generously 10 rounds to 2, 11 rounds to 1. Some, you can even argue, a shutout against Oscar Valdez. He kept the distance. Also, what was the weight? Now remember, these guys weighed in below the 100 or at the 130-pound limit, but Shakur Stevenson looked at least 15 pounds or so heavier. And then the commentary team was talking about Joe Tessitore about how he wouldn't answer a question of what does he walk around at. Understandable, I guess. But yeah, he was definitely like the bigger fighter up in there, taller fighter. But Oscar Valdez just couldn't do nothing with him. Classic, African-American, boxer taking on the, hard-nosed Mexican brawler, and the hard-nosed Mexican brawler was neutralized by the boxer. And, he did have some good spots, though. Whenever he was able to land body shots, they were dynamic. And he was successful to some extent, with the straight. At one point in time, hitting Shakur Stevenson with about at least 6 of maybe 10 of them in one, minute or so in. I forgot what round that was. But now Shakur Stevenson should go on to be now unified WBO and to take Oscar Valdez's WBC title. And I believe the Ring Magazine is on the line too, right? Now, they're over here on a commercial break on Top Rank on ESPN, so I do all my videos live and uncut. Been covering boxing since about 8:15 p.m. or so. And been a hectic week covering both of these fights. Katie Taylor defeated Amanda Serrano in one of the best women's fights I've ever seen, if not of all time, arguably. Shakur Stevenson right now, hopefully, we'll see Shakur Stevenson take on the winner of Kenichi Ogawa, IBF champion, versus Joe Cordina. That's going to be taking place in June. He's 26-1-1 with 18 KOs. Most notable fight was against Tevin Farmer back on HBO. Quality Japanese fighter, and Top Rank usually has a good reputation with Japanese promoters and, working with them, putting on events. But if he doesn't fight Ogawa to unify, then he's got to fight this man, the dangerous sharpshooter, Archie Sharp. I'm trolling. I don't think he's that dangerous. No disrespect to the fighter, but he's not in Shakur's league. But he is the mandatory. He is number 1 in line, so he's supposed to get his shot, or he has to unify, or he has to drop his belt. 17. Ew, why do they keep showing this? That ad, bro. So he should be 18-0 with 9 KOs now after they read the cards. Now 3 solid wins. Because that Jeremiah Nakafila fight, win is aging well. And that was a complete shutout and even dropped him. Then Jamel Herring and now Oscar Valdez, because remember, Nakafila just beat up Miguel Burchell. Burchell got beat up by, hold on, take your time out, like the video, subscribe. All right, my bad. It's my lady friend. They're reading the cards. Let's listen in. Please subscribe. This is live real time. Remember, it is, what time is it? I got to look on the screen. 12:44. The Katie Taylor card ended, what, about 2 hours or so ago? Here, let's look at the event. Keyshawn Davis got a win. Nico Ali opened up the main portion of the card with a solid first round knockout, right? It was ugly too. I'm gonna pull a little bit of that up on my post-fight live stream, which is coming up soon. But to read the cards. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Let's turn it up.
About 117-110. Dave Moretti and Davis Sutherland both scored about 118-109 for your winner by unanimous decision. And now the WBC, WBO, and Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Champion. champion of the world, Shakur Stevenson.
Dude is good. I think he'll max out at 154 one day to end his career. I think he can touch that high. Oh, let me mute that. We're gonna listen to the post-fight interview. I do admit sometimes, you know, I like showman boxers and boxers that talk shit, you know, but sometimes he can be a little, you know, like arrogantly cringe. That's the best way to put it. Shakur Stevenson. Arrogantly cringe. But as he gets older, he'll be able to smooth it out.
Hey, this victory means everything. I told y'all what I was gonna do. I said I'm gonna beat Valdez, Canelo, and Eddie Reynoso. That was my game plan. Beat the whole team, and I feel good about it. Much respect to them. No disrespect to them, but that was my game plan.
Did Oscar Valdez bring out the best in you, and how did he bring out the best?
Oh, most definitely. Oscar Valdez is a tough champion. I don't take none away from him. He got good power. He's rough, rugged, and he'll be a champion after this.
So you say after this, and everybody wants to know what the next step is. You've got 2 of the belts and the lineal Ring Magazine belt.
I got the next step. Hey, Julie, can I see some? Julie.
Oh, he getting married?
He's getting.
Oh.
Hey, Larry.
Oh.
I love you. And will you marry me?
Oh. Tugs the heart.
Partner, girlfriend, and mother to
Good for him.
The answer is yes.
That young love, man. It's that summer love. That's the good stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Huge night for Shakur Stevenson as he proposes to
That's what I'm
Larry,
talking about.
the mother of his daughter.
It's that summer love.
And now Shakur, a big moment for you, a huge night for you. Was this the birth of a superstar?
Yes. I'm a superstar in this sport. You line them up, name them. I'm ready for whoever. I'm ready for whoever.
You were naming names before because you had Oscar Valdez.
He's got a
as
good,
your
competent
target.
team
What's your
behind him
target
with Jay
now?
Prince.
Anybody, any of the
And-
champions. I might go collect all the belts at 130, become undisputed. I deserve to be a superstar, so this is what I got to do.
Devin Haney's in the house. He's going to be fighting George Kambosos in Australia. Is that a step up for you in the future?
Most definitely, Devin is definitely a huge fight for me. Devin is a hell of a fighter. I got nothing but respect and love for Devin. But we can line it up in the future too.
Thank you very much, Shakur.
You think that's the way they're going to go?
Devin Haney will
Shakur
be
collects the
fighting for
belts
Undisputed Lightweight Championship on ESPN
at.
on June 4th
Let
in
me mute this.
Australia.
You think that's the way they go? Him and we're gonna have to really catch up on the rest of this at my post-fight live show, which is gonna be starting soon. So we can listen to the post-fight interviews, because see, they're about to go over to the State of Boxing over on ESPN Plus. But do you think that's gonna be the goal for him to unify and become undisputed at 130? And then if Devin Haney gets through Kambosos twice, then both of them can fight for, you know, at 135 before Devin Haney moves up. That's a super fight I would love to see. Devin Haney versus Shakur after Shakur becomes undisputed at 130 pounds, because it is a division that can be unified if we look at the rankings, for example. Oh, that with Valdez. Let's just listen in.
2 undefeated fighters. I'm with Oscar Valdez now. Oscar, the first time you've lost as a pro. What was it about Shakur Stevenson that was so difficult tonight?
I mean, he got great boxing skills. That's just it. He was just the better fighter this night. That's just it.
At what moment did you try to make adjustments, and what adjustments did he counter with that didn't allow you to get through?
Like I said, just his boxing skills. He was a foot, a front, you know, just a step back. You know, every time I tried to get close to him, he did what he had to do to win the fight.
We knew he was going to be elusive, his great defensive skills. In terms of his size, did you feel his power at all?
Like I said, he's a great fighter. Speed's there, his power's there. He was just a better fighter tonight. Like I said, you know, overall, great fighter.
You had moments of success in this fight. In the 6th round, you landed more punches than anybody else ever landed on him, but it was hard to sustain. What was it about Shakur in terms of his boxing, his physique? What was it that didn't allow you to get through?
A little bit of everything. His footwork. He has great defense. takes little risks. Like I said, he just does what he has to do to win the fight.
And in terms for you, what's the next step for you after this bitter defeat?
Continue learning. Stay with my family. Got to go back with my family, talk about this. Go with my trainer, Eddie Reynoso, and see what we have to do to improve. I don't think it's the end. I did my best tonight. It wasn't enough. And I'm just
Hell
gonna
no, it ain't the
continue
end.
to become a world
What the
champion.
hell?
Definitely, Eddie, si nos permites, por favor, ¿qué es lo que se le complicó?
Why would he be thinking about retirement after one loss? Like, bro,
Pues creo que el estilo estuvo bloqueando bien, la verdad.
tripping.
Lo que trae son puros raspones, no lo conectó. Shakur sólido. Creo que le faltó contragolpear un poco más.
Says Shakur was a really good fighter, but he really didn't hurt him. I mean, he's got some nicks on his face, but more importantly, he blocked a lot of punches, wasn't hurt in this fight. ¿En algún momento pudiste encontrar algún ajuste para contrarrestar lo que hacía Shakur?
Sin duda, Oscar podía conectarlo, solamente que se metía, a veces no soltaba las combinaciones, bloqueaba bien los golpes, se metió a su distancia, pero no contragolpeaba. Creo que ahí fue donde se nos fue yendo la pelea, pero pues hizo su mayor esfuerzo y estoy muy orgulloso de él.
The fight was hard because when he got in range, he wasn't able to land the right hand, and that was what really, he wasn't able to counter him, and that's what really made a big difference. The knockdown, did you think that it was a knockdown?
El referee lo marcó. The referee called the knockdown. I personally think it wasn't. It was more of a slip. There was a connection, but it was on the glove. I mean, you gotta respect the referee. It was his choice. I don't think it was a knockdown at all.
Styles makes fights, los estilos hacen las peleas. Saúl Álvarez está aquí presente. ¿Qué esperas de él con su pelea frente a Bivol? What do you expect from Canelo's fight against Bivol? He's here present today.
Una pelea complicada también. Y en esos niveles las peleas son complicadas. Se gana, se pierde. Mira, hoy nos tocó perder, pero hay que seguir trabajando.
Hey, I expect a great fight against Bivol. It's one of those things. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Tonight we had to lose, but nonetheless, we're going to get ourselves and pick ourselves up. 110 punches landed. That's the most punches landed against Shakur Stevenson. I know there's no moral victories, but you came out here and gave the fans a show. What was it like to have their support?
I feel great to see my people here. I just want to say I'm sorry we didn't get the victory.
This is some long ass interview. Jesus.
Mexico. We didn't get the job done, but I promised everybody that we tried. We tried hard.
Thank you very much, Oscar. Always a valiant warrior. Joe, guys, we send it to you.
You know, no. I mean, you know, it's just a certain style of fighter that he can't beat. You know, it's like that with pressure fighters. You know, they have issues with certain style of fighters. And right now he has issues, you know, with, you know, a fighter like Shakur Stevenson. So now I want to know, you know, like, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to go after a unification with either Ogawa versus Joe Cordina winner or what's ever going on with Roger Gutierrez and Hector Garcia. Remember, Gutierrez was supposed to fight Chris Colbert. Gutierrez, was it COVID that pulled him out of that fight? And then Hector Garcia fought Colbert and beat him up, upset, you know, some things over there. But overall, from what I'm seeing, it's a division that can have an undisputed champion by no later than this time next year. You know, and I think that's the route that Shakur Stevenson should go. And then by that time, Haney versus Kambosos, who I'm predicting Devin Haney's going to beat Kambosos twice, in my personal opinion. Then after that, if Shakur does what he's supposed to do at 130, you know, becomes undisputed. He's already been talking about moving up to 135. Hell, for this weigh-in, he had to get butt naked on the scale to make the 130. But what I'm saying is he's already on his way to 135. So depending on how long Haney wants to stick around, we could possibly see him and Haney, two undisputed champions from two different weight classes, fighting each other. And then you also have the Lomachenko factor as well. I would love to see Shakur Stevenson versus Lomachenko. Woo. So he's on his way. The fights are definitely there for Shakur. They're definitely there. You know, so A+ performance. Hell of a fighter, great fighter. He answered a lot of questions tonight, and he didn't do no running, a whole bunch of moving around. He boxed and stood right there with him. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe, and teach Controversy with Fight View 360.